Hello everybody, I hope that you're ready to start your day, but before we do that, let's dive into our devotion for today. We're on our second last one in the series called Fix Your Thoughts. Let's read the scripture together again today. Philippians 4:8. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. What do you think about when you think of the word excellent? If we have to think about things that are excellent, what comes to mind? Think about the word in this context. If you had to get some feedback from a project that you did, and the feedback was, that was excellent, how would you feel? Isn't that word so descriptive? It almost feels like there's nothing better. Excellent means you ticked all of the boxes. I don't think there's a better word than excellent. Perhaps brilliant means the same thing, but excellent just gets that explanation perfectly, and we know that we have done everything right, and not just right, we've done brilliantly beyond. It's impressed the person. So if we have to take that idea, that amazing, whatever's that level of wow, if we're to fix our thoughts on things that are excellent, what kind of things would we be thinking about? Would somebody else look into our minds and say, oh, yes, I agree. What you're thinking about is things that are excellent. Well, the highest thing that we can think about is the thing of God's kingdom. What He is doing on the earth is excellent. And when you start to look at some of the details of what He is doing in our time, even now, where there's chaos going around, God's kingdom is growing. And He is a master strategist at bringing things together and turning evil for good. God is brilliant. And if you start to ask questions about that and hear stories about how God's kingdom is growing in these difficult times, you would get so excited about it because it's so truly excellent. Nobody else could think about being that creative in such a difficult time. God is truly excellent, and His ways are excellent. Now, when you're a bit younger, you don't always connect the dots. You don't always see some of the things that God has been doing to bring you to the place where you need to be. It's only as you get older and you look back. Someone once told me it's called the fingerprints of God, where you can see that God has touched different parts of your story and connected this entire picture together to bring you to where you need to be. And what you can see when you get a bit older is some of the really tough, awful times in your life. He brought about certain parts of your character and certain parts of your life story, and He brought different people in to bring you to where you need to be today. And though some of those horrible things that happen in life that are really difficult weren't by His choice, He's an expert at turning things that the devil meant for evil for us. He turns them for good. And He brings amazing results out of things that look impossible. God is truly excellent, and He's excellent at everything that He does. And when you start to think about those things and you look for them and you find them in Scripture, especially when we start really looking in the Bible at how God is so brilliant at what He does and how He brings about results, you just think to yourself, wow, and it encourages you. It also reminds you that you're part of that story too. You know, the Bible in its words someone eventually stopped writing them and putting them into a book. But God's story is nowhere near finished, and you're part of it. And because you're part of His kingdom, because you've given your life to Christ and you're in His kingdom, we get to participate in some of His excellent works, the things that He's doing to bring and grow His kingdom. Guys, we're part of that story. And if you start to look for it and find out where you can be part of it and start to see some of the things that God is doing on the earth and how we fit in, wow, it will blow your mind. God is excellent, and everything he does is excellent. Even when you can't see that he's working, he never stops working. And in time, you'll see some of the threads, some of the fingerprints of God in your life and in your story, to see that he brings about his plans no matter what. So I hope that encourages you today. If you're struggling to think about things that are not positive, put your thoughts on the most incredible thing in this universe, which is God himself. He is excellent. And raise your thoughts to think about things that he is about, because it brings us out of our negativity. It brings us out of our human depressing story sometimes, because sometimes life is hard. But you can bring your thinking higher onto the things that are excellent, like things of God, and all of a sudden you're encouraged and you're strengthened. It's just a miracle, even that in itself. The fact that how we are feeling and experiencing life can change when we think about the things that are godly and about God, and the things that are excellent in his kingdom. Our whole way of looking at life can really, really grow and change because of it. So trust God. Trust him that he says if you think about things that are excellent, then there's something to it. There's a reason why he wants us to, and we benefit from it. But we have to trust it first, and we have to walk in it first, obediently. And over time, we will start to see the benefits of believing his word and acting on it. Okay, guys, I hope that's encouraging. I hope you have a lovely day today. I hope that you're productive and successful in all that you do. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow for our last one. Bye for now.